And we want to welcome you into the Coach's Corner, brought to you by WJER Sports. Kyle Minnis joined by Tuscarawas Central Catholic head coach Casey Cummings. And Coach Cummings, opening night here of the 2023 campaign, a Saturday night game here in Conotton Valley, a new opponent for you this year. What are you looking forward to this evening?
Well, first of all, we have been out here. We've scrimmaged these guys, I think, throughout the last 4 years. This is a different version of Conotton Valley. They're normally big and physical, a good inside run game, which they still may have that, but they are really, really talented on the outside. I mean, they basically have flipped the script on us, because it's usually on the outside is where we make our hay, and vice versa. So we're going to have our hands full. The place is beautiful. The night is beautiful. It's only going to be 70, 75 degrees, I think. So, for us, we're just going to see if we can get through this thing. We're both in the same boat. We got low numbers, so we'll see. We'll see how she goes.
Perfect. And so if I'm an opponent of the 2023 Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints, what's going to show up on my scouting sheet if I'm scouting the Saints this year?
Well, when we're healthy, we got three guys here out, and they're big, strong dudes. Those three of our better players, you know what I'm saying? So when we're healthy, we should be a physical, big physical team, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too much, because there's probably someone, but I don't really want to bring and tell you. I want people to find my deficiencies, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, we're just a young bunch that, our skill guys are kind of new. Nathan Pugh on the left side of our offensive wide out is really, really quick and fast, but it's all new to him. He's a soccer player. Zane Norris on the outside on our right side. He's a good football player. We've got a lot of mileage out of him over the last 3 or 4 years. So, our quarterback can throw it. He's athletic. He's quick. He's one of these guys who can dance around a little bit. And our running back is a guy by the name of Flynn Reniker. It's our quarterback's brother, and he's a freshman, but he's always been a good football player. He's come up through the Dover system, they're peewees, and he was our best junior high player. He's probably been the best junior high player we've had in our system since, Ryan Dick, So, he's a good player. He can make plays. It's all about development for those guys. We got a pretty good slot player. He's got pretty good hands, and no depth, really on the outside. We're really struggling with depth on the outside. And our interior, it's like I said, when we're all here, we're big. I think next week we might be at full force, but I can't guarantee that either. So, but they're in the same boat, just different. They got speed. They probably got more. Get up and go as the game goes on. That worries me. You know what I'm saying? What worries me is the game. First of all, I worry about us tackling in space. Second of all, I worry about this thing goes, going crazy on us, because I know what type of athletes they got. They got good athletes.
Perfect. I'm joined again by Tuscarawas Central Catholic head coach Casey Cummings. And Coach Cummings, if we're looking after Week 10 and looking back at the 2023 season, what's your definition of a successful campaign this year?
We want to just get better. We want to stay in ball games. We want to finish the season, and they're probably in the same boat. So we hope that the injury bug stays out of here, and what we've had up to this point has been unbelievable. We had to cancel our scrimmage last week because we had a bunch of guys sick. We had a bunch of things going on. So every day it's a circus, So hopefully the circus will end, and we'll get moving into a season and actually have a productive season. That's the rest of it. You never know. In 2018 we had same amount of kids. We dressed 16 there all the way down the stretch, and we won out the last 3 or 4 games of the season, ended up in the playoffs. So that's why you just keep pushing forward, and see where you're at, when it all shakes out. And that's our goal. They hear about that 2018 team all the time. These guys do. So that's the goal, and that's where we want to be. Just pushing forward.
Well, perfect. Thank you for taking the time this evening, and good luck, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, folks. Hopefully this.
There are a lot of steps between conceiving, carrying, and cradling your baby. No matter what stage of motherhood you're in, our team at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital will be there every step of the way. From your first visit to your first baby, we provide expert care right in the Tuscarawas Valley. Our team partners with each patient to create a custom birthing plan ensuring the comfort and health of you and your baby. For every care in the world. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit unionhospital.org/motherhood.
And we want to welcome you back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by WJER Sports. Kyle Minnis joined by Conotton Valley head coach Derek O'Hara. And Coach, first year, congratulations, first of all, on securing a great job, storied program. And what's going through your mind? First ball game out of the season here.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me. It's just those normal pregame jitters, ready to go. A lot of anticipation over the last couple of months. Kids have been working hard and they've been eager to get out of here and get a game going. So it's a good way to wrap up. Great weather, beautiful night out here. Should have a good crowd. So just excited to get going.
So coming off of a season, a playoff season, 6-5 season. So obviously some success last year. If I'm an opponent of the Rockets this year and I'm scouting out the Rockets for 2023, what's going to show up on my scouting sheet?
We got some very talented skill players. That's no secret that they're coming back from last year's team. We lost a lot up front that we're trying to replace right now. So this is our first test, get all those guys mixed together and see what we can build on from last year.
And again, not want to look back so far, but kind of compare and contrast what fans of the Rockets saw last year to what we're going to be seeing this year in 2023.
Well, last year we were a grinded out team. We pounded down people's throats, had 15, 17, 18 yard or play drives. And, we at times we'll have a different style sometimes this year, but, we're going to do what works and we're going to ride with it.
All right. So it's week 10. We're looking back at the 2023 season. What's going to show up in your mind to say it was a successful season? It was a success. It was a season that we can build on. What does success look like for 2023?
Our goal is always to make the playoffs. We want to get back into the playoffs again this year and hopefully get in a position where we can win our first playoff game in school history.
Perfect. Again, Conotton Valley head coach Derek O'Hara, thanks for taking the time. Good luck this evening.
Thank you.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
Get ready for high school football action with the Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints with WJER. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsors, Keim in Charm, Ohio, TMK Valley Propane, Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota, and the First National Bank of Denison. The player of the game is brought to you by our local Subway restaurants. Your play-by-play coverage also made possible by Wood Electric, the T-County Boxing Academy, Williams Floor Covering, Mario Iono Construction, and McDonald's. Now, get ready for live play-by-play action with your Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints. From the sports voice of the Valley, WJER.
And we do want to welcome you into Conotton Valley High School. Kyle Minnis joined by Tony Pellegrino here for some Saturday night football action. It's the first iteration of our IBC Game of the Week, something brand new this year for WJER during our biggest year of high school football coverage ever. And Tony, pretty nice facilities out here. Our first time being able to do a game from Conotton Valley with the Rockets, obviously hosting the Central Catholic Saints this evening. Welcome. What do you think, partner?
I tell you what, this is unbelievable, Kyle. I mean, the amount of fan support we got coming out here tonight, but these facilities, man, I tell you what, if you get a chance, drive out here to Bowerston because this is a nice facility here. They did not hold back on the bells and whistles. And, man, I would have loved to play here when I was in school, I'll tell you that.
And so, Tony, when we look at the game this evening, obviously the Rockets hosting the Saints. Heard from coaches Derek O'Hara and Casey Cummings from their respective schools earlier on. And, Tony, kind of get the impression that maybe these are two programs in different paths going forward right now, or maybe different roads in their program.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Kyle. Talking to Coach O'Hara, he was really excited, first-time head coach, and he told us, hey, it's playoffs for us. We want to win our first playoff game in program history. They lose a great player in Evan Rice, but he's ready for the next wave to step up. He's really looking forward to see how his offensive line cohered here during 2 days. And then when we look at the Central Catholic Saints of Tuscarawas Central Catholic, Kyle, Coach Casey Cummings is saying, hey, we're banged up a little bit. A couple of our guys are out, and, if they were healthy, it'd be a different squad coming out tonight. But he wants to see progression each week, and he really wants to see him compete tonight against the Rockets.
Absolutely. And, I think for the Saints, the big word is adversity. But we're going to take you out to the Conotton Valley High School Marching Band for our national anthem. Thank you to the Rocket Marching Band. Hey, we're going to take a quick break before kickoff. We'll be back with all of the action here. Well, again, we want to thank you for joining us on YouTube, and we want to thank our partners at Claxon Communications hooking us up with this great live stream. So stick with us. We've got action for you right after this.
TMK Valley Propane is embracing remote tank monitors. Are you tired of going outside to check your propane tank or forget to order your propane on time? TMK Valley Propane now provides reliable remote tank monitoring technology. Let TMK Valley Propane take the worry away, provide timely delivery, and never run out of propane again. Thank you for your trust in TMK Valley Propane.
All the way with TMK, service with a personal touch.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Kime, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Kime Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
Welcome back to IVC action here on WJER. Again, we want to thank you for joining us on YouTube for our first IVC game of the week. And Tony, before we took to the airwaves, we had a coin toss, and obviously, how is this game going to be started off?
Well, Kyle, Central Catholic being the away team had the call. They won the toss, Kyle, and they want the ball. I think that's saying Coach Casey Cummings is really confident in his offense. So the Saints will start on offense, Rockets on defense. It'll
be really interesting to see how, again, the Saints are really banged up right now. And I mean, looking at the roster, 17 kids on the roster. I think there's 3 or 4 not in uniform right now. So it's going to be really interesting. Luckily, the weather is not as hot as what it could be. Speaking from experience from a guy that wore one of those higher numbers, when the temperature crept up higher than our numbers, that usually didn't fare so well for us bigger guys.
Well, no, and that's absolutely right, Kyle. I can remember, hey, pull your socks down, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. So the good thing is the attrition, unfortunately, looks like there's skill positions. 1 or 2 or 50-50, I should say. So I think the Saints will be okay up front. So luckily, like you said, it's not too hot, probably about 75 degrees right now. Beautiful night for football, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the Saints compete tonight, even barring the injuries.
And they are out onto the field. They took to the field, broke through a banner. So there's no shortage of spirit over on that sideline too. But I think even Coach Cummings, I don't want to say kind of admitted, but he kind of knows where the dots are laid right now, that maybe in terms of skill positions, Conotton Valley might have a slight edge right now.
Well, yeah, he admitted, he said, hey, we've scrimmaged these guys the last couple of years, and he admitted on the outside they've got the advantage. He said, hey, whereas we've got a really good freshman running back coming in tonight, they've got us on the edge. But the big word, Kyle, that I took out of that interview was compete, 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 and we'll see where the cards lie at the end of the game tonight.
And that's all you can really take away from especially a first game. These two teams, obviously, they kind of know each other a little bit, but normally that's my thing with teams that have not played each other before. First half is basically just feeling each other out. First game of the season, who do you think the kids that you're slotting into different positions, who's going to pan out, who maybe needs to get moved around, that kid that was on scout team, who is going to now step up and end up playing varsity time? So it's going to be really interesting to see how this first half shakes out.
Yeah, absolutely, Kyle. And, Coach O'Hara couldn't be any more polar opposite, Kyle. He admitted, hey, we got a lot of our skilled guys back from last year's team, so he knows where they are skill-wise, but he admitted they're not going to be as much of a grind team as they were a year ago.
And the Rockets are taking the field now. Good fanfare, good crowd here this evening. I was impressed by the turnout. Again, this is a team that started out really strong last year, stumbled midway through the season, but then made it into the playoffs. And Coach O'Hara is not pulling any punches to say, hey, just getting to the playoffs might not be good enough this year.
No, and he wants that first playoff win in school history, Kyle. And the thing that stuck out to me was he said, hey, up front, I'm looking to see our guys compete and really mesh up together. But he admitted, hey, we've got skilled guys. We've got guys that can make plays and came back from last year's team and are ready to go.
Hey, we're going to take one more break before kickoff. We've got about 2 minutes before kickoff. Take a quick break. We'll be back with all of your action right after this.
The Eat Fresh refresh just won't stop. Now Subway is refreshing their catering with easy order platters and box meals perfect for any occasion. Start with sandwich or wrap platters. They're loaded with craveable crowd pleasers to feed your crew without all the work. Or try individually packaged box meals featuring a tasty 6-inch sub, footlong, or wrap, plus chips and a freshly baked cookie. When you have a group to feed, make it fun, delicious, and easy with catering from Subway. Visit Subway.com to place your catering order. Advance notice may be required.
Building a custom home may be the most important project you will ever undertake, and the process starts with choosing the right builder. When quality is a must, choose Mario Iono Construction. For nearly 5 decades, families just like yours have trusted Mario Iono Construction to build and remodel their homes, along with kitchens, bathrooms, remodeling and additions, garages, pole barns, and light commercial construction too. Contact Mario Iono Construction today, building quality homes since 1976. Proud supporters of our Tuscarawas County Central Catholic Saints.
And we're back with just getting ready for the start of the action this evening. Hey, before the game kicks off, we've got 1 minute and 15 seconds, Tony. Quick. We talked about our Taste of the Town segment that we were going to start this week. We visited the concession stand down here, and a young lady named Andrea hooked us up. We said, give us your best. put your best foot forward. What have you got? And Tony, I don't think they disappointed.
Oh, boy, those sloppy nachos were legit, Kyle. I like the taco meat. It wasn't too sweet, wasn't too tart sort of thing. The jalapenos and the sour cream and that nacho cheese, I tell you what, that's a high bar that Conotton Valley set week 1, so these other schools better bring their best.
So there you go. They are called sloppy nachos here at Conotton Valley, and ask for Andrea. She'll hook you up right. So high bar set by Conotton Valley. Hey, we have reached kickoff time, and it's time. So kicking off for the Rockets, you've got Brooks Bauer. He's a junior, 5'10", 175. Back deep for the Saints. Looks like Kenton Renneker back deep for the Saints. And we are underway here. Short kick just beyond the 30-yard line, taken by the up bank. That is Zane Norris. Norris dropped at about the 37-yard line, so Saints take over at their own 37.
That was a good job by the up back there, Kyle. Good job being aware of the short kick there and fielding it.
So Saints out starting their campaign for 2023. Kenton Renneker in the backfield, 5'10", 155 for the Central Catholic Saints in the shotgun formation. 3 men bunched out wide right, single coverage to the left. Renneker's going to roll to his right. Big pressure in the backfield. Is able to shake one defender. Now rolls back to the left. He's looking for someone, trying to find anything, and he's going to be dropped at about the 30-yard line. Tony just taking a little bit too much time trying to make something happen.
Absolutely, and that's one of those plays, Kyle, he's got to learn to just throw the ball away. But great coverage downfield by the Rockets there. That's a good coverage sack.
Yeah, absolutely. He was looking for something, and I give the Saints credit, especially the guys up front. Usually when a quarterback reverses his course, it's very, very easy for one of those big guys to hold up front. So great job for the Saints players able to keep their feet moving. It's going to bring up second and about 14, so we'll swing pass out to the right to Carson Norris. Norris is going to gain about 5. So it's going to bring up third and call it 12 now for the Saints. Tough sledding when you lose yardage at the beginning, but a nice little rollout, nice little dink and dunk, kind of get some positive yardage out to Carson Norris. Big kid, 6'2", 220 is Carson Norris for the Saints. Renneker with the ball pressured in the backfield, and he is going to be brought down at about the 28, so a big loss taken down by Carson Milburn, just a freshman, 5'8", 150 for the Rockets, and that's going to bring up fourth, and boy, half of Carroll County here for the Saints. Fourth and call it 21.
All 12 yards he just gained on that play, he just lost there.
Renneker still lined up in the backfield. Could be like a pooch punt situation. Now Renneker dropping back deep for the Rockets. Looks like Cam Wright is going to drop the ball, and it looks like he's able to recover it at about the 29. So a little miscommunication there for the Rockets, but they're able to recover the punt and able to take over now here. First down for the Rockets.
Well, on that play, Kyle, nobody from Conotton Valley was helping out the up man blocking the gunner there, so he had no clue where the ball was. And at quarterback, it looks like it's going to be Zachary Putnam for the Rockets.
Putnam for the Rockets, joined by 2 men in the backfield. Single coverage out wide left and wide right. Now man in motion is Brooks Bauer. Some miscommunication running into the quarterback, and we're going to have a run up the middle. That is Zach Putnam. 5'10", 160, gains about 4 yards, so nice little, a lot more than what I thought he was gaining. I thought it was just a couple yards, but ends up with about 4 yards on that first carry.
He was patient there on that. It was a quarterback sneak, which turned into a wedge play. Good job being patient and finding a crease.
So call it second and 8 now from Conotton Valley's own 46-yard line. Putnam in the backfield. Now back to pass is Putnam on the right-hand side, in and out of the hands of Cam Wright.
Well, you know why he dropped it, don't you? There was nothing but green pastures in front of him. He took that quick look, Kyle, and that's what cost him.
Sometimes those are the hardest ones to bring in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think no one from Central would have caught him. That was a great pass, too.
So now it's 3rd and 7 for the Rockets, and something that, you'd love to stay in 3rd and manageable. 7 is all right, but, man, love to stay in 3rd and short yardage situations.
I look for the Rockets here to take advantage on the outside. That's where Coach O'Hara said they had the advantage.
Putnam now joined by 2 men in the backfield. That's Charles Decker. Putnam's going to look right-hand side. He's got a man wide open. That is Wright. Wright is scooting down the left sidelines, and he is going to take it in for a touchdown. Nifty footwork for Camden Wright, just the sophomore for Conotton Valley. Touchdown. Conotton Valley strikes first for the 2023 campaign.
54-yard reception, Kyle. Made one guy miss, and the rest is history.
Some nifty
for Conotton Valley start off the season. 54-yard scoring play there, Kyle, for Camden Wright.
So Brooks Bauer on for the point after. Carson Milburn to hold. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it just sneaks under the upright, so no good. So 6-0, 8:28 to play here in the opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break, back with more action right after this.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Hi, this is Dan Hosler at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
So the Rockets taking off here first in their first possession, Tony. Now it's kind of incumbent on the Saints to try to get some positive yardage after losing about 10 in their first series.
Yeah, I agree. And great job up front by the Rockets. They did a great job keeping the quarterback upright on the pressure from the Saints on that third down, Kyle.
So Bowers now to kick away. Again, short kick taken around the 30 by the up man. That's Zane Norris, and a big hit by the Rockets. That was Luke Smith that laid the lumber to Zane Norris for the Rockets.
I'll say this, guy, better put that ball away. He's got it out there like a loaf of bread. He's lucky he didn't fumble.
So now the Saints take over 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. And, again, first series was negative about 10 yards, so you'd love to see something, get some rhythm for the Saints, maybe some short passing game for Kenton Renneker. Flynn Renneker, his brother, is in the backfield with him, so fake to Flynn. Now Kenton's going to keep it around the left side, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards on that carry, so call it about 5. 2nd and 5 now for the Saints on a good carry by Kenton Renneker.
Boy, and he ran over Brock Bowers. That was a good job laying the wood there.
Good decision. Looked like maybe a little bit of a run-pass option. He had the option to give it to his brother Flynn or keep it, and he opted to take it himself. So I believe Flynn, the younger of the two brothers, so he got treated like the little brother on that series. Now Kenton sends Flynn out to the left. Kenton looking down the middle of the field. He's got a man. He had a step. That was Nathan Pugh. He had a step on the defender, but just overshot by Kenton Reneker. Nathan Pugh, 6'1", one of the taller receivers for the Saints.
What I liked about that play, though, Kyle, is it drags the corner, and the safety have to honor Flynn coming out in the backfield late, opened up the middle of the field. He had a little bit more time, maybe thrown a better ball. He might have scored on that play.
But had some separation, so that was the right idea. Good play drawn up by Coach Casey Cummings. That was the right idea. Now, I guess executing it is half the battle as well. So now third and 5 on their own 37. Kenton Reneker, swing pass out to Flynn Reneker. He makes one man miss and then goes down along the sidelines. It's going to be a little bit short of the first down, gain of about 3, so it's going to bring up 4th and 2 from the T.C.C. 41-yard line.
Good job making the first defender miss, though, Kyle. He made that a lot closer than what it should have been, though, so good effort by Flynn. Tough little guy to bring down for only being a freshman.
Yeah, absolutely. He made a man miss, and I thought he was going to get a little bit closer. Actually, I thought he was closer to the first down than what it seemed. So
Central's going for it.
Looks like the Central's going to go for it. Kenton Reneker in the backfield hands it off to Flynn, and nothing doing. Swung down for a big loss, and that was Magnus Andrews for the Rockets. A big 5-yard loss, and now the Rockets are going to take over deep in Conotton Valley territory. First of all, tough name. Magnus Andrews. That's a tough name, man.
That's a good football name. But
that is a good football name.
But I give him credit, though. He sat on the end line of scrimmage, read his man, pinched down when the tackle went down, stayed at home. So great play by him.
And now you've got a short field if you're Conotton Valley taking over T.C.C. territory on the 36-yard line. So short field for Zachary Putnam and the Rockets. Putnam joined in the backfield by Noah Smith. Smith is going to get the carry right up the middle. He makes a man miss, makes 2 men miss straight up the gut, and he's going to pick up about 10 yards on the first down carry.
Great job.
7:15 to go here in the opening quarter. Conotton Valley up 6-0, scoring on their first drive. Their second drive already deep into T.C.C. territory, and knocking on the door again are the Rockets. Putnam joined by Smith in the backfield. Charles Decker in motion to the right side. They hand it to Smith trying to go left, and nothing doing. The Saints sniffed that one out. Slew of Saints defenders able to snuff out any kind of progress that Smith was going to make over on the left-hand side. Loss of 1.
Big Braden Brown down there, Cal, did a good job. Extended his arms there to push the running back. Had to cut back inside. That's where they help his defense. So you got linebackers and safeties coming downhill to make the play.
Putnam gets the play from Coach Derek O'Hara. Came over to the sidelines, ran back out. Now Putnam joined by Smith in the backfield and Decker. High snap. Putnam able to corral it over onto the right-hand side. He's got a man. That's Camden Wright. He makes the first man miss, and now he's taken down by 2 defenders. He's going to pick up about 12 yards, though, so another Rockets first down, and now into the red zone inside the 15-yard line. And we've got an injured Saint down on the field. Looks like Flynn Reneker took a little bit of a shot. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more action. Conotton Valley up 6-0, 5:54 to play, opening quarter action. Back with more right after this.
The T-County Boxing Academy is the area's #1 training center for those who are serious about boxing. Serious athletes know that everything they put into their bodies affects their workouts, which is why the T-County Boxing Academy offers the industry's best supplements at the best prices for the best workouts possible, including brands like 5% Nutrition. Try their real food protein with low glycemic carbs. If you want to train like the pros, use the supplements pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan of Urixville uses. Available at the T-County Boxing Academy, located on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 South Worcester Avenue in Dover.
So Putnam now in the backfield, joined by Noah Smith. Flynn Reneker able to walk off the field. So that's a good sign. Looks like maybe got his bell rung a little bit, but in any event, Putnam takes the snap. Now a flip forward to right, and right is met on the left-hand side by so 2nd and 5 now on the 7-yard line for the Rockets. Putnam now back to pass. He's got a man right side. Wide open is right, and he makes a man miss and steps into the end zone. Touchdown, Conotton Valley. And Camden Wright has his 2nd of the ball game.
Kyle, that puts him at over 100 yards already in the first quarter. And I'll tell you what, Putnam and Camden Wright is a deadly matchup right now for the Saints.
12-0 Conotton Valley here with just under 5 minutes to play in the opening quarter, and now decision time for the Rockets. Looks like they're going to go for they're bringing the kicker back out. I see the block in high school. You're able to use the block to kick off of.
Boy, that's old school right there. The block. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Well, and you've got a straight-on kicker too, so something that you don't see very often. The old kind of strap that pulls your toe up. So a straight-on kicker is Bowers. This one's up, and this one's through the uprights. So 13-0, just under 5 minutes to play here from Conotton Valley. We'll be back with the kickoff and the Central Catholic possession right after this.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
So the Rockets on the board once again with just under 5 minutes to play. Tony, the Putnam to Wright connection has been pretty deadly so far for the Rockets.
I agree, Kyle. And one of the things I want to look forward to, if I'm Central, I'm putting one of my received up backs up here where number 4 is, because that's where they've been. Look, they're not even trying to kick it deep to Norris.
Norris fields it around the 30, brings it up to just shy of the 40, up to about the 39-yard line. And, Tony, I think this is a critical drive for the Saints. You've got to get some positive yardage. At this point, I'd say you really just want to try to get into Conotton Valley territory.
I agree. And good news here, Flynn Reneker is back in too, so only missed a play.
Good. So that's something big for the Saints. Obviously, he's one of their playmakers, someone that had a little bit of wiggle on the outside and was able to make a couple men miss. So hopefully he's able to keep it going. So Kenton Reneker in the backfield, fakes right. Now he's going to take it himself. Met at the line of scrimmage. They might give him forward progress out to a yard, and they are. So we're going to get a 1-yard gain on that play for Kenton Reneker. Brings up 2nd and 9 now. Clock running here first quarter, 4:30 to play.
Tell you what, Central Catholic has a variety of choices they run on offense. I like it. Really keeps the defense on their toes.
Yeah, it's something that playing devil's advocate, there's a lot going on in the backfield. Sometimes it makes it hard for the guys up front, though. Reneker now back to pass. He's got a man over the middle in traffic, and Norris is able to come up with it, but the ball is stripped and taken by Conotton Valley. We have got, and Norris is just beside himself because he made a great catch in traffic, but then he had the ball stripped from him, and Tony, turnovers are a killer, especially after a great play. He said it was important to try to get into Conotton Valley territory. You had it accomplished for about 2 seconds.
Well, and Kyle, what did I just say on Norris's last kick return? He's got to put the ball away. Unbelievable catch over the outside shoulder, put the ball away in traffic, but that hurts for the Saints. So hopefully the defense can stand up here because this is huge.
Saints had the right idea. Big target out there. Zane Norris, 6'4", 160. So he went up and he got it. But, yeah, you got to put the ball away. So now Rockets take over at the T.C.C. At the Conotton Valley 45. Little swing pass out to the right-hand side, and that is Brooks Bauer that makes that catch. Going to actually lose a couple yards on that one, so 2nd and 12 now from the Conotton Valley 41-yard line.
Good job of gang tackling there by the Saints. What I mean by that is everybody running to the ball. The thing you work on 2-a-days called the pursuit drill. That was a good job by everybody coming to the ball.
And that was one of those things you had right out to the right-hand side. Bowers out to the left, so maybe trying to kind of keep Central honest and not try to key in on number 24 as much. Putnam now takes the snap, rolls to the right, looking for right, but it's Bowers underneath. And Brooks Bowers is going to be gone down the sideline. One man to beat on a pursuit drill, and he's not going to catch him. Brooks Bauer with a big touchdown for Conotton Valley. 19-0 now in the first quarter. Still 3 minutes to play in the first quarter, but Tony, Putnam has been sharp today and now put Brooks Bauer on the board for a big touchdown.
Well, so there are two big receivers, Kyle. Brock Bowers now has a 59-yard touchdown reception, and Camden Wright has a 54. So Mr. Putnam's having himself quite a day.
Absolutely. So big touchdown for Brooks Bauer. And now Brooks is going to do double duty, putting on the old square toe and taking 3 steps back and putting his head in the dirt, just like, you know who he reminds me of? It looks a little bit like Lou Groza.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. Good snap, good hold.
Didn't quite sneak over the upright, so we're going to stay at 19-0 with 3:06 to play here in the opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break, back with more action right after this.
Hi, this is Dan Hosler at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
The T-County Boxing Academy is the area's #1 training center for those who are serious about boxing. Serious athletes know that everything they put into their bodies affects their workouts, which is why the T-County Boxing Academy offers the industry's best supplements at the best prices for the best workouts possible, including brands like 5% Nutrition. Try their real food protein with low glycemic carbs. If you want to train like the pros, use the supplements pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan of Urixville uses. Available at the T-County Boxing Academy, located on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
And so Brooks Bauer puts his name on the stat line with a big touchdown. And now the Rockets are up 19-0. Tony, the Saints have got to try to get something working. You had a great play on the last drive. A mistake cost you being able to get into enemy territory. So I think now it's something if you're the Saints, you want to take some time and you want to try to get something done here.
Let's see if Norris can make up for that fumble.
Norris goes around to the left-hand side. He's got a couple blockers over there, but he's not able to get beyond the 32-yard line. So Zane Norris has been busy on the return game as well. Not often that you see a guy 6'4" returning kicks.
Well, No, and I agree, but he's doing a good job on kickoff. But at what point do you put one of the Renekers there? That's where their intention, that kicking it to one of the Renekers.
Norris is actually down on the field right now, so we've got an injured Saint. We're going to take a quick break, let Zane catch his breath here, and we'll be back with more action right after this.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 South Worcester Avenue in Dover.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So Zane Norris able to walk assisted off the field, so he's getting checked out right now. Hopefully we're able to see Zane Norris back in for Central Catholic. He was one of their bigger targets on the outside, but it was his fumble that set up the last drive for Conotton Valley. So, oh boy, tough sledding so far for the Saints. You really hope they can get something going here. Kenton Reneker hands off to Flynn Reneker over the right-hand side. Flynn Reneker is able to pick up about 4 yards. Gain of 4, call it 2nd and 6 now for Central Catholic.
If I'm Central Catholic here, Kyle, this is another pivotal drive. Find something that's working. You've got to be able to eat some clock. Give your defense a breather here. The number's already low on your roster, so give those guys a little bit of a break.
On their own 37-yard line are the Central Catholic Saints. Kenton Reneker joined in the backfield in the pistol formation by his brother Flynn. 2 men right, 1 man left. Kenton's going to put it up for grabs, and it's able to be knocked away. That was Gavin Haney on the coverage for the Rockets, just a sophomore. 5'8", and I think he used all 5'8" of it to get up and down to knock that one away.
He did, but if he keeps running, he's gonna run right underneath of that. I mean, good job defensively, but if he keeps running, Gavin Dillon's going to run right underneath of that pass.
And you know what? Reneker, to his credit, he's trying to make something happen. Dangerous throw, kind of thrown off of his back foot, but at this point, he's kind of thinking we've got to try to make something happen, try to get into. At least try to get across the 50 into enemy territory now.
And Kyle, I hate to say this in the first quarter, but I think this is 4-down territory for the Saints.
Reneker rolls to the left. Big pressure in the backfield. Now he's coming back to the right. He's able to elude another tackler, but the swarm catches up to him, and Kenton Reneker is going to lose about 5 yards on that play.
Not now. You have to play the smart cards in your – the analytics would say you have to punt here.
So now it's going to bring up 4th and 10 from their own 33-yard line for the Saints, and Reneker is the punter as well. You got to think, man, you own 33. They can't be going for it now, but who knows? It looks like there's a lot of signals coming in from the T.C.C. sideline, and looks like they are going to go for it. Reneker with a long pass. He's got a man open. That is Pugh. Pugh across the middle. And here into Conotton Valley territory is Nathan Pugh. So he snuck underneath and was able to pick up a good chunk of yardage. Call it a gain of, what, about 18 yards on that reception. So first down for the Saints, their first down of the ball game, across the 50 into Conotton Valley territory on the Conotton Valley 49.
Wow. Talk about rolling the dice there. I mean, if you turn the ball over there and you're 33, man, I mean, you're really looking down. But great play call by Casey Cummings.
So Reneker joined by his brother Flynn Reneker in the backfield. Quick rollout, dangerous pass, but it's complete to Carson Norris. And Norris is able to rumble for another first down, pickup of about 12 yards. The Conotton Valley defender tried to jump the route, and that's dangerous. It's kind of feast or famine. You're either going to pick it off and be the hero and go for 6, or you're going to give up some good yardage. And unfortunately for the Conotton Valley defender, Carson Norris was able to use his big frame to kind of outmuscle him.
But, Kyle, this is exactly what Kenton Reneker needs. He's getting in a nice rhythm now. 2 easy throws, good catch and run after the fact. Good job by the big guys up front, too, giving him time to throw.
Reneker pistol formation, fakes to Flynn. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication, and that's going to be a killer. So no gain on the play. Turned around, looked like it was maybe a fake, but the tailback was right on top of him when he turned around to fake. So tough. Those are those things, those downs that you want to have back. It's hard enough gaining yards on this Conotton Valley offense when you've got 3 downs to do it, much less only 2. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. So we're at 19-0 here. Conotton Valley on top of Central Catholic. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this on your sports voice of the Valley.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
Hi, this is Dan Hosler at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
And so back now, 19-0 here, start of the second quarter. And T.C.C. is able to put together their first real meaningful drive of the game so far, down into Conotton Valley territory at the Conotton Valley 37-yard line. So, Tony, I think this has got to come away with points on this drive, being this far down.
Absolutely. And he only has 2 incompletions on the night, believe it or not, Kyle.
Reneker avoids the pressure. Now he's going to take it himself up the middle, and he's able to pick up a couple yards. There was heavy pressure on the right-hand side, and he was able to elude that, but not a lot going on there on that play for the Saints. So that brings up 3rd and 9. And one thing you'd say about Casey Cummings, 3rd and 4th down doesn't really mean anything. He went for it on 4th and 10 from his own 30, so I think this is 4-down territory all night now for the Saints.
I agree, and Kyle, good news here. Zane Norris back in at wide receiver for the Saints.
Reneker gets the snap, fakes to Flynn, and he's going to take it off the right-hand side, tries to make one man miss, makes another man miss, but he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards, so it's going to bring up 4th and 5 now for the Saints. Just outside the 30-yard line, Conotton Valley call it the 31, and no hesitation. 4th and 5, getting down this close. I think Casey Cummings is going to go for it.
But the nice thing here, Kyle, is he's done a good job of spreading the ball around, so you don't know who he's looking to throw to here on this 4th down. You can't key on one guy.
Reneker joined by Flynn Reneker in the backfield. Zane Norris left-hand side, and they're going to Norris. Overshoots him. So Zane Norris, big target at 6'4", but maybe some miscommunication. Looked like Zane Norris broke in, and Kenton Reneker was expecting him to break it out, but in any event, that's a turnover on down. So the best drive for the Saints comes up empty, and Conotton Valley is going to take over at their own 31-yard line.
And I tell you what, if I'm Conotton Valley here, Kai, I really want to eat some clock here. Really run the ball. You've established you can throw the ball, but I think let the big guys up front get to work here and really start paving the way on the ground.
Rockets break the huddle. Zachary Putnam, quarterback, joined by Noah Smith in the backfield. 2 men wide right. Now Camden Wright in motion. He's going to take the handoff. He's got a hole on the left-hand side of the line. He's able to squirt through and pick up about 5 yards on that carry. So nifty little kind of motion from the receiver position, takes an inside handoff, and then almost into a veer for Camden Wright.
It reminded me of a counter play just out of the shotgun in motion there.
Yeah.
Good kick out block there by the running back, and the guard came up in and led up the way, so great play call there.
2nd and 6 now on the 34-yard line. Their own 34 is Conotton Valley. Putnam with the snap. Now drops the snap, pressure from up the middle, and they were able to get to him was Kenton Reneker, so fumbled the snap and lucky to be able to just pick it up and avoid all the pressure that was coming off of the right-hand side from T.C.C. But in any event, 3rd and long now. First 3rd and over about 4 or 5. First time for the Rockets this evening.
Yeah, negative 6-yard gain there from the quarterback, but good job of getting the ball back. So I look for him to find one of his main guys here. I'm looking for either Camden Wright or Brooks Bauer, excuse me.
Well, you've got Bauer and Wright wide to the right. Now Noah Smith motions out to the right. A little bubble screen out to Noah Smith. He's going to get it. He's making 2-man miss, and he is going to be taken down across the 45-yard line. So big pickup of about 17 on that play. It was 3rd and 12, and they got that and then some.
And he laid the boom there at the end, too. I'll tell you what, these Conotton Valley Rockets finish their runs, whether it's a receiver or Putnam. They are looking to hit you.
Now you've got a timeout on the field.
You got official timeout?
Looks like an official timeout. It could be a helmet situation. Oh, we have a clock malfunction, so clock at the stadium here showed 8:40, and the head referee asked for 8:55 to be put on the clock. So it's 8:55 left to go here in the first half. Conotton Valley up 19-0. 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Putnam hands off to Smith. Smith is going to squirt through the left-hand side, and what a stiff arm by Noah Smith, and he is gone down the right sideline. Noah Smith with a stiff arm that just knocked a Saints player out of his boots.
That was a Bo Jackson, Derrick Henry, get out of my way. Wow.
Smith able to be run out at the 6-yard line, but what a play. What a tough run by Noah Smith. One of the few seniors on the squad this year for Conotton Valley, just 5'9", 170, but he brought the pain on that run down the left-hand sideline.
Coach, I think Coach O'Hare heard me say grind us out and run the ball. Here we go again.
Now you got an I formation, and Smith is going to take the ball. He's met in the backfield by, looks like Loudon Savage. Looks like in the backfield for T.C.C. So short gain, looks like about a gain of about 2. So now 2nd and 4. 2nd and goal on the 4-yard line now for the Rockets.
I think Coach is going to set him up here, Kyle. Do another inside run, and then on 3rd down, hit a little play action boot here and hit one of their tight ends in the flat.
Clock running, just over 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Putnam now joined by Smith, alone in the backfield. Decker motions to the right, pitches to Smith. Smith cuts it back inside, and he's able to dive across for the Rockets touchdown.
Boy, he said he wanted to see how that offensive line looked, Kyle, and I'd tell you what, on that drive, they paved the way, and great running job there by Noah Smith. Good offensive possession there by the Rockets.
That was the Noah Smith show on that drive. Big run and then a couple grind it out towards the end of the drive to put the Rockets up 25-0, just under 8 minutes to play in the first half, and the Rockets are going to go for two.
Well, you know, at some point they're going to have to go for two. The PAT isn't working, so why not?
I formation now behind Putnam. That is Charles Decker and Noah Smith. Now timeout on the field. Referees getting back together. Looked like an equipment issue. One of the young men from Central Catholic, Casey Green, looked like he had a problem with his equipment, but we're underway back again. Putnam's going to pass for it. He's got Wright on the outside, and a diving catch by Camden Wright for the two-point conversion, and the Rockets are up 27-0. Camden Wright is having a game. These Rockets are all having a game this evening.
That looked like Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams. I mean, he could not have put that ball in a better spot, Kyle.
27-0 is our score. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more first half action right after this.
The T County Boxing Academy is the area's #1 training center for those who are serious about boxing. Serious athletes know that everything they put into their bodies affects their workouts, which is why the T County Boxing Academy offers the industry's best supplements at the best prices for the best workouts possible, including brands like 5% Nutrition. Try their real food protein with low glycemic carbs. If you want to train like the pros, use the supplements pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan of Urixville uses. Available at the T County Boxing Academy, located on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 South Worcester Avenue in Dover.
Well, Tony Pellegrino, 27-0 for the Rockets, and Zachary Putnam is playing pitch and catch, and Noah Smith is saying, don't do everything through the air. You got to give me a little bit on the ground. I can chew up some yardage too.
I'm not going to lie. I still have goosebumps from that stiff arm. That was, man.
You know what? These guys see it at every level. High school players see it happening in the pros, see it happening in college, and how that has just becomes kind of an accepted part of the game is kind of funny. Kickoff by Bowers goes out of bounds. Good decision by Norris to let it go. So that's going to come out to.
I think it comes out.
That's going to come out to. I think the 35. You're right. So 35-yard line there is where the Saints are going to take over. And, Tony, we were just talking, OHSAA rules govern a running clock in the second half here. 30 points or more. If the lead is over 30 points in the second half, you're going to have a running clock. So this clock would not stop for anything other than timeouts and change of possession. So pretty important for the Saints. If you're going to try to claw back into this game, it's got to start now. Nice. Flynn Renneker gets the handoff on the right-hand side. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, may be able to get back, but nothing more for Flynn Renneker. So 2nd and 10 now from the T.C.C. 35-yard line.
Central Catholic has to do a better job. One of the things Casey needs to make sure you get two hands on the ball at all times. He was bobbling it in the hole, and that is not where you want to have perfect ball security.
I was just going to say that. It seems like every exchange is kind of loosey-goosey there, and, definitely need to tighten that up. And now we've got a penalty. Looks like Nathan Pugh took off early on the outside, and that's going to take the Saints back 5 yards on a procedure penalty.
Correct me if I'm wrong, that's our first one of the game.
I think that's the first penalty for either team.
Correct.
It's been a very clean ball game so far. Tony, the temperature's dropping a little bit. You've got that smell in the air a little bit. It smells like fall out here. Renneker now rolling left, pursued by a few guys, and he is just swarmed in the backfield. A big loss for the Saints. That's going to be a loss of about Oh, goodness, 18 yards on that, and that's something Kenton Reneker is going to figure out real quick, that you got to kind of learn how to fight another day, give up, lose the battle to keep trying to win the war, I guess.
Well, at the beginning of the play, though, Kyle, Flynn Reneker, great job, blitz pickup there, picking up Gavin Haney, but Gavin Haney just kept coming at it and got the sack there. But, yeah, you got to throw the ball away.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 25 now on their own 20-yard line. Reneker snap over to Flynn Reneker. Flynn's looking to pass, and he's got a man down the middle. It's Norris, but it's picked off by Brooks Bauer, and Bauer's got a man down the left side. Big block by Smith, and Brooks Bauer is going to take it into the end zone. You've got a couple flags on the play, and I think, unfortunately, they might get Noah Smith for a blindside block.
The first hit, Kyle, was good, but then the second peel back, which OHSAA says you are not allowed to peel back. And what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, is if you're cutting against the grain, you cannot come back and hit somebody like you could back when Kyle and I played. That's a no-no.
Yeah, man, you took the words out of my mouth. That was fun on special teams, being able to peel back and
better put your head on a swivel.
Knock some guy into next week, but you can't do that anymore. So, in any event, great return for Brooks Bauer, and, kudos to Noah Smith. Sometimes, obviously you got to be smart about it, but these guys are being aggressive. They're out trying to hit someone. They're trying to make something happen. So, we've got a timeout on the field. Central Catholic takes a timeout. 6:10 left to play here in the first half. Conotton Valley up 27-0. Back with more action right after this.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
So we've got a sudden change in possession now here in Bowerston as Conotton Valley takes over. Penalty puts it back at the 25-yard line. That's where they're going to take over, but a great pick and return by Brooks Bauer. He's doing it all on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, and special teams. Putnam High snaps. He's able to collect it and swings it over to Gavin Haney. Haney's going to fight across the 20, and he's still on his feet. Pickup of about 6 yards for Gavin Haney, just a sophomore, 5'8", 160.
I tell you what, these Rockets don't go down easy either. I mean, he was fighting. He got hit at the 23 and carried 2 Saints for 2 more yards.
Coach O'Hara's squad is young. I'm looking down the roster, and Tony, a lot of the names that we've said tonight are juniors and sophomores for this Rockets team. So Coach O'Hara is instilling a level of toughness in this team that I think is going to be around for a couple years. Coach O'Hara is going to say, you know what, let's take a quick timeout here. We're going to talk it over quick here with 2nd and 5 on the 20-yard line. We're going to take a timeout as well. 27-0 Conotton Valley, 5:25 to play here in the first half. Back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Dan Hostel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
And we're back with more action. Quick timeout for Coach O'Hara. Not, I don't know what you're going to change. It might have been just a personnel thing, trying to get some guys in and out. So,
new running back in, Kyle, Luke Smith.
Luke Smith in the backfield. He's going to take the handoff, and he's met right in the backfield by big Casey Green of Central Catholic. Green, 6 foot, 280, and I think all 280 pounds came down right on top of Luke Smith. Now, Casey's 280, Luke is 150.
Well, I tell you what, though, Kyle, the guard pulled, and he did a great job of shooting the gap and beating anybody else there. The center didn't have a chance to get a down block to even try to get the block. And good play by that young man.
So, loss of about 3. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8 now on the 29-yard line. Putnam joined in the backfield by junior Luke Smith. Putnam takes the snap. He's looking to the right. He's got Camden Wright over there. Wright's going to make the catch. Makes a man miss, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. Camden Wright made 5 defenders miss after the catch.
Kyle, that's 3 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, and well on his way to 200 yards receiving in the first half. It's going to be close.
And I would say, I would also contend that none of the catches have been easy for Camden Wright. He's made a lot of men miss after the fact, after the catch.
However, let's play devil's advocate to that, to Kyle. If you're the Saints, though, you've got to do a good job of breaking down, and you can't let them cut across the grain. You have to break down, really settle down, and try to make a tackle.
And so the Rockets are going to go for 2 again. 33-0, 4:32 to play. Putnam high snap, and Putnam is going to try to chase it down, and
Smart
he's
play.
tackled in the backfield by Norris. So 2-point conversion, no good. 4:32 to play here. Conotton Valley up 33-0. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
The T-County Boxing Academy is the area's #1 training center for those who are serious about boxing. Serious athletes know that everything they put into their bodies affects their workouts, which is why the T-County Boxing Academy offers the industry's best supplements at the best prices for the best workouts possible, including brands like 5% Nutrition. Try their real food protein with low glycemic carbs. If you want to train like the pros, use the supplements pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan of Urixville uses. Available at the T-County Boxing Academy, located on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 South Worcester Avenue in Dover.
Brooks Bauer has it teed up and ready to go for the kickoff. It looks like it's, our man Zane Norris is standing on right about the 20-yard line. That's where every kick has been fielded so far, and no different on this one. Norris is going to pick it up at about the 25-yard line, comes back across the 35, and he's going to work his way back towards the middle up to about the 38-yard line is Zane Norris.
I'm going to say it again. Put that ball away. I mean, that thing is loosey-goosey out there. But a good return. I'll tell you what, I got to give Norris credit, Kyle. He's had great returns so far, giving the Saints good field position again.
And he was actually able to get out to the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Saints on their own 40-yard line, down 33-0. And, Tony, I think at this point you definitely want to get something positive, but I think Coach Cummings also wants to wants to make it out of Bowerson with a team intact here as well.
Whatever trick plays you got in the bag, let's see them because you need them.
Looked like the snap was a little bit early to Reneker. He's going to try to make his way back across the traffic, but he was not able to break through. He's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 now for the Saints.
I think he was the only one that moved in the ball snap. Nobody else on the Saints offense that moved at all except for Reneker.
That's what it looked like. It looked like an early snap here. So Kenton and Flynn Reneker in the backfield. Norris wide to the left. That's the big target. He was working across the middle. A great catch by Zane Norris, coming down with the catch. Cross midfield over into Conotton Valley territory at the Conotton Valley call it the 42-yard line. That's a tough play, especially for a big guy to get down like that.
17-yard pickup there by Norris. I'll tell you what, he's doing all the dirty work, too. Kick returns, great job getting his hands under the ball there on that catch.
Well, you know, when you've got about 14 or 15 guys, everyone's got to be doing a little bit of everything for the Saints. Now Reneker back to pass. He's looking on the left-hand side, and that's Norris again. He's able to pick that up. That's going to be a gain of about 8 on first down. 2nd down and 2 now from the Conotton Valley 37-yard line. Call it 32, sorry.
It looks like Coach Cummings has found a soft spot in that zone there from Conotton Valley because Norris has settled down and just turned around and looked both last 2 plays.
2nd 2 now on the 34. 2 men wide to the left and looking in that same area. Now floats the pass, and that is picked off by Bauer again, and he's working across the field. And, man, we had an arm drag takedown by Carson Norris. That looked like a WWE move. But another pick by Brooks Bauer, and tough decision by Reneker. You see, he tried to go to that same left-hand side and just maybe went to the well one too many, kind of threw it off of his back foot, and it fluttered on him.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got three stacked on that side. He never even looked any other way. He looked that way the entire time.
So Conotton Valley is going to take over on their own 35-yard line. Sorry, check that, 25-yard line are the Rockets. 2:27 to play here, first half. Putnam under center. He's going to toss it back to Smith. Smith finds a hole. He's around the left-hand side. He's got one man to beat, but he's able to be corralled by Flynn Reneker on the left side. Now maybe getting a little chippy after the fact there, but big pickup for Noah Smith.
18-yard pickup there, Kyle, on that run.
So now Noah Smith is going to be chewing up some of the yardage.
Tell you what, good job. He's very patient on that toss sweep, letting their fullback or their up back there get a block and then cut. He's one cut and go.
Now Putnam joined in the backfield by Luke Smith. Charles Decker in the I formation ahead of him, and this is Luke Smith. Good block. Across the 50-yard line goes Luke Smith. Taken down by Kenton Reneker.
Boy, nothing's better if you're a running back, watching your big guy, your fullback there, Charles Decker, and then you've got Tony Torillo coming up in that hole. Great blocks leading up in the hole. Man, that's good offense to watch right there. Good offense.
Now the Rockets content to just stay in that I formation. Decker and Luke Smith behind Putnam. Luke Smith takes the handoff, breaks through the line. He's got the first down. He's got more. He's into the middle of the field. He's across, call it to the 32-yard line. Another big pickup for Luke Smith.
22-yard run there, Kyle.
No hesitation for the Rockets as well. Just over a minute to play, 1:09 here in the first half. Luke Smith in the backfield. Putnam now looking to throw. Pump fake.
He's got him.
He's got Wright wide open on the left-hand side. Now that one looked easy for Camden Wright. Good pump fake by
by Putnam, made the defender check up, and Camden Wright ran right by him.
He didn't even need to pump fake. He got him beat off the line of scrimmage. But, man, Conotton Valley can run the ball, throw the ball. This is a thing of beauty here. If you're Coach O'Hara, Kyle, the playbook is whatever you want to run at this point. So that's a great thing to have.
Do you maybe start limiting your playbook in the second half now? Up 39 to nothing. You're going to go for 2 here. If you're up over 40 points in the second half, do you say, you know what, we'll be content with our I formation and just run the clock out?
Right here, I formation right here.
Boom. Now Noah Smith cut back, and into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 41 to nothing is our score with just under a minute to play here in the first half. Conotton Valley up big. We're going to take a timeout here quick. We'll be back with more action here right after this.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
41-0 is our score. Just 57 seconds to play here in the first half. Tony Pellegrino, not much more you can say about the performance by Derek O'Hara's Conotton Valley Rockets. I mean, first-time head coach is Derek O'Hara, and you can't really script a better first half, I think.
No, and the thing that's really surprised me, Kyle, is he was really worried about the offensive line coming into this game, and I tell you what, they've done nothing but shine. Good job of blocking down and kicking out, and great job so far. Good kick.
Kickoff by Bowers, taken by Norris. Across the 30, and a fumble. Big hit by Camden Wright. Oh, man. Big hit by Wright across the 30-yard line. It looks like the ball bounced right into another Saints up man's hands, but Camden Wright doing it all. Again, forcing a fumble on special teams.
And again, Kyle, Norris is holding the thing like a loaf of bread. You knew it was only a matter of time, but big stick there. Never even saw him.
So now 1st and 10 for the Saints on their own 26-yard line, 28-yard line. Just 49 seconds left. Don't know what you can really get down here, but
I run the ball off tackle here twice and get in the locker room.
Reneker's going to take it off the left-hand side. Not much doing. Maybe a gain of 1. They're going to give him forward progress out to 2 yards. 2nd and 9 now from the 30-yard line. This Saints crew is, I don't want to say there's hands on hips a little bit, but Zane Norris was kind of hobbling off the field. Again, he was dealing with a little bit of a knee tweak earlier on in the game, and it looks like he's working through that again.
You know, and that says something, you know, fighting through injury, trying to come back, and he's giving it all for his team.
And that's going to do it for the first half. Our score is 41-0. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some stats from the first half, our thoughts, and maybe the roadmap going forward to what you can expect this season on WJER Sports. Back with more action right after this.
There are a lot of steps between conceiving, carrying, and cradling your baby. No matter what stage of motherhood you're in, our team at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital will be there every step of the way. From your first visit to your first baby, We provide expert care right in the Tuscarawas Valley. Our team partners with each patient to create a custom birthing plan, ensuring the comfort and health of you and your baby. For every care in the world. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit unionhospital.org/motherhood.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
It is halftime here from Conotton Valley High School, and the Rockets are up big, 41-0 in the first half. How did we get here? Well, a lot of Rockets offense early and often. Tony Pellegrino is crunching all of the numbers from the first half, but suffice it to say, Zachary Putnam great through the air. Not a lot of incompletions, and after the fact, both Camden Wright and Brooks Bauer able to make some men miss. Lots of yards after the catch for those two young men. Wright with, I believe, 3 touchdowns in the first half. Tony Pellegrino will have to correct me on that, but Brooks Bauer with a touchdown as well. Bauer getting in on the action on the defensive end of the ball with 2 interceptions. And then on the ground, Noah Smith and Luke Smith have put in a lot of work for the Conotton Valley Rockets as well. For the Saints, it's just been a thing of shooting yourself in the foot, self-inflicted wounds, and just not being able to execute your offense the way that Coach Casey Cummings wants them to do. Not a lot of push up front for their running plays. Have had some success in the passing game. There was a little bit of a soft zone that quarterback Kenton Renneker was able to exploit a couple times to move the ball down the field into Conotton Valley territory, but eventually those drives ended up stalling out. So that's how we got to 41-0 right now, and now coming out of the second half, per Ohio State High School Association rules, we will be at a running clock now. Explaining that rule, there will be no clock stoppages on incomplete passes, on going out of bounds. There will only be clock stoppages on change of possessions and team-initiated timeouts, injured player timeouts, and referee-initiated timeouts as well. If we look ahead on WJER, we have got a big week ahead of us. Again, our biggest season of high school football. We are now into it. Join us Wednesday night at 5:30 from Pangrazio's in downtown Dover for our Gridiron Preview Show. We are going to put Week 1 in the books and open the book on Week 2. On the radio, you are going to hear New Philadelphia as they travel down to Steubenville on Friday night. But before that, join us for Domino's football Friday night. Before all of the action, on the radio, 1450 and 100.9 FM, you're going to hear the New Philadelphia Quakers traveling down to Steubenville. Online at WJER.com, as well as being live streamed, you're going to see the Dover Tornadoes take on the Canton South Wildcats from Canton South. And then 1 week from today, we are back with the Central Catholic Saints as they are going to have their home opener taking on Fisher Catholic. So that's our road ahead for WJER. Hey, we're going to take a quick break now here at halftime. I think I've given Tony Pellegrino enough time to crunch all the numbers. The calculator was smoking, so we're going to have all the numbers from the first half right after this break.
Katie, I don't know how you get to work so early, and you even have time to stop at McDonald's.
It's so quick with the McDonald's app. I order and pay from home, pull into the pickup spot, and they bring my food right out. Or I can just run in and grab it from the pickup area.
I always remember the app once I'm already at McDonald's.
But that's okay. Just use it when you order at the drive-thru or inside. Open the app, get your code, and you'll earn points toward free McDonald's food. Plus, the app is loaded with daily deals.
Suddenly I'm having a Big Mac attack.
That sounds good. I'll order it from my app.
The McDonald's mobile app. I'm loving it.
TMK Valley Propane is embracing remote tank monitors. Are you tired of going outside to check your propane tank or forget to order your propane on time? TMK Valley Propane now provides reliable remote tank monitoring technology. Let TMK Valley Propane take the worry away, provide timely delivery, and never run out of propane again. Thank you for your trust in TMK Valley Propane.
All the way with TMK, service with a personal touch.
Building a custom home may be the most important project you will ever undertake, and the process starts with choosing the right builder. When quality is a must, choose Mario Iono Construction. For nearly 5 decades, families just like yours have trusted Mario Iono Construction to build and remodel their homes, along with kitchens, bathrooms, remodeling and additions, garages, pole barns, and light commercial construction too. Contact Mario Iono Construction today, building quality homes since 1976. Proud supporters of our Tuscarawas County Central Catholic Saints.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Kime, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Kime Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
41-0 is our score at halftime. Conotton Valley up big over Tuscarawas Central Catholic. And now, as a part of our halftime report, we're going to give you all of the numbers from the first half. And my man, Tony Pellegrino, has been working feverishly. Tony, I think you've got some numbers for us.
I do. We're going to start with the Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints. Kyle, negative 34 yards rushing in the first half, 90 passing, gives us 64 total yards of offense in the first half. When we look at the Saints, Kyle, passing the ball, you had Keaton Reneker, 7 for 11 for 90 yards and 1 interception. Also, his brother Flynn Reneker, 0 for 1 with 1 interception. Rushing the ball for the Central Catholic Saints are also going to be the same duo here. For Keaton Reneker, it's going to be 10 rushes for negative 38 yards, a lot of those coming on sacks. And his brother Flynn had 4 rushes for 4 yards. Receiving the ball for the Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints, leading the way would be Zane Norris. He had 3 catches for 37 yards. Flynn Reneker had 1 catch for 3 yards. Nathan Pugh had a huge catch on 4th down, 1 catch for 18 yards. And Carson Norris had 1 catch for 12 yards. Kyle, that's all the stats I have for the first half for the Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints. And when we go to the flip side here, when we talk about the Conotton Valley Rockets, Kyle, 115 yards rushing, 232 yards passing for 347 total yards of offense, Kyle. And when we look throwing the ball here, boy, Zachary Putnam couldn't ask for a better stat line, Kyle. 10 of 11, 232 yards and 4 touchdowns. Catching those balls for him, leading the way is Camden Wright. 6 catches for 153 yards and 4 touchdowns. Right behind him, Brooks Bauer, 2 catches for 57 yards. Noah Smith has 1 catch for 17 yards. And Gavin Haney, 1 catch for 5 yards. Rushing the ball for the Rockets, leading the way is Noah Smith, 6 carries for 83 yards. Mr. Zachary Putnam, 2 carries for 3 yards. Charles Decker, 1 carry for 3 yards. And Luke Smith, Kyle, 3 carries for 26 yards. What an unbelievable half there for the Conotton Valley Rockets. And that is your halftime stat report here from Conotton Valley High School.
Thank you, Tony. Yeah, not much else you can add to all of those numbers, but pretty complete first half for the Rockets. Of course, I'm sure Coach O'Hara is going to find things I don't want to say things wrong, but things to work on, things to improve upon, but not really much else you can say in terms of the performance. Putnam's going to have to work on his stat line a little bit. He did have one incompletion, so.
Well, in fairness, that the one incompletion though would have been a touchdown had he secured it in.
That's
that would
true.
have been a touchdown. So I think he made up for it. I think
you've got about a 156 passer rating right now. I think for Putnam, it's probably pretty close to perfect. So
I will say this though, Kyle. Looking at the first half, the thing of beauty for me being a former running back, I'm telling you, watching their fullback, Charles Decker, lead up in the hole, and then you had big Tony Torillo or Andrew Herron pulling either side, leading up in the hole. Thing of beauty, kick out, boom, hit the hole, and both running backs did a good job. One cut and go, and they are hard to bring down. Great job for those guys up front. I can't say it enough. Coach O'Hara was really worried about that group, Kyle, but in the first half, they shined.
And Trolio is listed at 5'10", 315, so big young man, but he can move well. He's got good footwork, does Trolio, the offensive lineman for the Conotton Valley Rockets. About 8:30 to play, about 8.5 minutes left to go until kickoff of the second half. The Conotton Valley Rockets marching band out onto the field, and we're going to take another break here. We'll be back with some more analysis, and we'll get you all set for the second half here. Back with more from Conotton Valley High School on your sports voice of the Valley.
Hi, this is Dan Hostel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
Subway is upping their game with the All-Star Subway Series menu.
Like number 16, the All-Pro Sweet Onion Teriyaki, a new twist on an old favorite.
Or number 18, the new Ultimate BMT with salami, pepperoni, and Black Forest ham, topped off with extra provolone.
And all of the new Subway Series subs are piled with cheese and fresh, tasty toppings.
I can't wait to try them all.
It's the Subway Series menu, Subway's tastiest menu yet.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 South Worcester Avenue in Dover.
Jim and Susan Sexton invite you to stop in before or after the game to enjoy their famous homemade pizza and spaghetti sauce made from the original Pangrazio recipe. They also feature homemade spaghetti noodles, meatballs, and pizza dough made daily. Try the large special, a large pepperoni and cheese pizza, and large cheese sticks. Pangrazio's Pizza and Spaghetti House, open Tuesday through Sunday with 2 locations to serve you in downtown Denison and downtown Dover.
6 minutes left in halftime before the start of the second half. We're at 41-0 here from Conotton Valley High School. And Tony, we were talking a little bit. This morning about some of the other action on Sports Talk. We were talking about some of the action from last night, and when you look at some of the scores from last night. Dover falls to Greene in a close game. New Philadelphia wins big over Louisville. Some other teams around the area that won big. Garaway with a big victory over Belair. Newcomerstown with a big victory. What stuck out to you elsewhere around the Valley in Week 1?
I would have to say I'm going to go to the Thursday night game. Unbelievable job by Sandy Valley. You got to think about it, Kyle. The last 2 years, whether it was at Sandy Valley or at Fairless, Sandy Valley's got blown out. So for them to really hold Carson Colucci, quote unquote, in check to as best they could. Nick Petro, I agree with you, Kyle, one of the best throws I've seen in high school. But besides him, how about Tusky Valley? Starting off the season with a great win. Coach Dickerhoof was saying, hey, our guys played as freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. They've taken their lumps. Well, it's finally come to fruition. They're 1-0, 2 of the wells. Sandy Valley. All the valleys are all 1-0. Indian Valley, Tusky Valley, Sandy Valley. So those three really stick out to me. And I can't say enough about Newcomerstown. I thought they would win, but not like that.
And, looking ahead to week 2 as again, kind of looking down the road, those teams that had big victories, you've got, I think, a good matchup next week. You've got Tusky Valley taking on Fairless. So a home opener for Tusky Valley, and you've got Fairless that they took it on the chin against Sandy Valley. They're going to be looking to get their first victory of the season. So that'll be interesting. And then
I think Indian Valley, Meadowbrook at Indian Valley. Meadowbrook here recently, very good football program, very good running team, as is Indian Valley. I think that's another intriguing matchup.
I tell you another one that's very intriguing too. These Conotton Valley Rockets traveling out to Malvern. That's going to be, I think, a great game. I think Malvern is a team that is going to make a lot of noise in the IVC North this year. So from what we've seen from Coach Derek O'Hara's Conotton Valley Rockets so far in the first half, I think that could be a very interesting matchup as well.
Boy, Zachary Putnam against Jared Withrow. Boy, you couldn't ask for one of the better matchups early on in the season.
And then if you look at a couple of the other games that we have on the air for WJER, Dover heading to Canton South. Coach Matt Dennison's Canton South Wildcats, a big victory this week over St. Clairsville. Again, not much more you can say about maybe the best quarterback in Stark County, Poochie Snyder.
A D1 commit, Sacred Heart, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, that is a tough opener. St. Clairsville, I don't care if it's at your place or there, traditional powerhouse in the Ohio Valley, OVAC. They're going to be tough. Dover played a really good quarterback last night from Green, but Poochie, the first 2 rounds of quarterbacks that Dover has to play, really tough opponents.
And New Philadelphia on the road down in Death Valley at Harding Stadium, taking on the 0-1 Steubenville Big Red. Steubenville taking a loss against Youngstown Ursuline. So, a home opener against a Steubenville team that lost the opener. New Philadelphia might be running into a buzzsaw down there.
But I'll say this, though, Kyle, listening to Scott Robinson talk last night, I really think that Keaton Fossil spreading the ball around on offense will keep Steubenville on their toes. And a great running attack he's got with him. So I think Fossil, as long as he doesn't make that big mistake, you cannot turn the ball over in Death Valley. I think Philly would go in there and punch him in the mouth next Friday night.
Well, there's quite a bit going on next week. Again, for WJER, we will have 3 games on the radio. Dover, New Philadelphia, and these Central Catholic Saints. These Saints are starting to meander their way out of the locker room here at Conotton Valley High School, and the Central Catholic fans giving them a great round of applause. That's the kind of support that you would hope to see for a team that, let's be honest, has had not the greatest of first half. These young men are probably feeling not the greatest. They're feeling a little bit discouraged. So having your friends and family there to pick yourself up, that's going to go a long way for these Saints.
It really will, but I give them credit, Kyle. They played hard. They played aggressive. And I love the offense that Coach Casey Cummings has. A lot of motion, a lot of trickery going on back there, but both Renekers are playing hard and trying to make plays for the Saints.
We're just about ready for kickoff, about 30 seconds away from kickoff, and it is going to be taken by Conotton Valley. Central Catholic winning the opening toss and electing to go on offense to start the game. So Conotton Valley will choose their option here in the second half, and they will say, yes, we will go ahead and take the ball here in the second half.
I'll say this, Kyle. I would not expect to see Camden Wright, Brooks, Bauer, and Zachary Putnam after this drive. I would be very shocked if they came back out after this drive.
Well, not a ton of numbers for Conotton Valley, so you might just through attrition, you might see some of those young men through the whole game. But on our roster, we see the other quarterback listed as number 7, Caden Leggett, just a freshman, listed on the roster. So you might see him a little bit. Some of the other receivers we see listed on the Rockets roster is Ethan Booth, again, just another freshman. And someone else that we haven't seen a ton is, let's see. No, that's about it.
Because I was going to say Gavin Haney has had one catch for 5 yards. So
Carson Milburn, we should see as well. Again, another freshman. A very, very young team for Coach O'Hara. Just 3 seniors on the squad. Seniors are number 2, Noah Smith. A great first half for him, and his lead blocker, Charles Decker, in the backfield, as well as Tyler Toot, big offensive lineman up front, 6'2", 275, are seniors for the Conotton Valley Rockets.
But look at their other skill positions, Kyle. Putnam's a junior, Bauer's a junior, and Wright's only a sophomore. So you look at, I hate to jump ahead, it's only week 1, but man, the future is bright here. There's a lot of weapons still in the cupboard, sort of say, and I tell you what, Rockets come out, they're ready to go.
Yeah, and you'd hope that next year, I guess you'd say this year's 8th graders hangs on, and you're only losing 3 seniors, so you're hoping your 8th grade class can replenish your program a little bit and bring you some more numbers so that your program continues to grow. Same with Central Catholic. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where maybe you need to get some guys that maybe haven't gone out for football in the past. Maybe some guys, transferring schools, what have you, new to the area, new to the school. It's got to be kind of a word-of-mouth thing that I will say this. Casey Cummings seems like he'd be a pretty fun guy to play for.
Offensively, he's got a great offensive mind. I love the things that he does, and I'm willing to see. I really think Central Catholic's going to come out and play a great second half here, and I think they're going to proverbially go down swinging and try to put up some points here.
Should be a quick running second half, a fast second half here. Just getting ready to kick off here. Both teams are going to be coming out onto the field for the kickoff. Again, running clock rules in place, so I wouldn't expect a ton of scoring here in the second half, just based on you might see both teams only get 2 or 3 possessions this half.
Well, so the biggest thing here, if I'm either team, run good offense, maybe even keep it basic, but get out of here healthy. Don't get anybody hurt.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Make sure everyone's able to make it back to the buses, and if you're Conotton Valley, make sure everyone's able to get home with mom and dad good, and we're not making any kind of unscheduled trips to the medical facilities.
Hey, Kyle, let me ask you, if you're Central here, would you consider an onside kick here? Honestly.
I don't think so. Just down 41. I think now, unless it's something that you just really, really want to work on, I think.
Gotcha. Just a little food for thought. Why not?
Sure. So the kickoff from Central Catholic, and that is Nathan Pugh, and it's going to be taken by the up back. That looks like Wright that was able to corral that at around the 45-yard line. So a little kind of pooch pop kick there.
Gavin Haney.
Haney was able to corral that one in. So Rockets take over 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line, and the clock is running. Again, no clock stoppages here in the second half, and Tony, you called it. Caden Leggett in at quarterback for the Rockets.
Let's see what he can do here.
Decker still in the backfield in the I formation, and he is joined by Luke Smith, and looks like Luke is going to take the handoff. And he is going to be, check that was Noah Smith, and he was corralled in the backfield by Loudon Savage, and he was dropped for about a 4-yard loss on that first down play.
Good job again. I tell you what, when Casey Green wants to get off the ball, I mean, big man up front, but gets a good job extending his arms and making plays.
2nd and 13 now for the Rockets on their own 42-yard line. Caden Leggett joined in the backfield by Noah Smith, Charles Decker, 2 men wide right and left. It's going to go to Smith. Smith breaks through the middle, and he's into the secondary. He's going to have enough for a first down, about a 13-yard pickup for Noah Smith.
Thing of beauty to watch. Offensive lineman climb, Kyle, you know what I mean, to the second level. Get your hat on a linebacker and let your running back make a cut. So, again, I have nothing but great things to say about this offensive line from Conotton Valley.
Another Rockets first down across midfield at the Central Catholic 44-yard line. 1st and 10 now. Noah Smith and Decker in the backfield. You've got Haney wide to the right. And can't see a number wide to the left. It's going to go to the up back. It's going to go to Decker. Decker's going to pick up about 6 yards.
We got their little.
So the big guy, the fullback, gets a little love.
Little belly trap there, huh?
I mean, there's your
Ace Rat Rock 35 belly right there out of the eye.
Best fullback you've ever seen
in high school.
Go quick. No, I'd say pros.
Oh, pros. Oh boy, Daryl Henderson for the Packers back in the day was really, really good.
Okay.
Then there was a guy that played fullback for the Chargers for a long time, and I can't think of his name. Oh, Larry Zonka was pretty good.
Lorenzo Neal. I was going to go with Moose Johnston.
Oh, the Moose. Yeah, that's a good point.
So 2nd and 5 now. Handoff to Noah Smith. Noah Smith is across first down territory. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9 yards on that carry, and now just coming in chunks is the yardage for the Rockets.
You know, I will say this, though. As good as it is offensively, you're going to keep running the same play. It's also demoralizing as a defense. As you know, it's a kick out, it's a pulling guard, and you still can't stop it.
So ball at the Saints 31 now, another first down for the Rockets. Leggett gets the play from Coach Derek O'Hara over on the sidelines. Now you've got 2 men split out wide to the right. That is Bauer and Haney. Smith in the backfield. Smith is going to go right up the gut again. Nothing fancy, but again, Tony picks up about 4 yards on that carry.
Nothing fancy, just nice hard running.
I think that the guys on the outside, Bauer and Haney, are going to have a quiet half. Of course, it's going to turn into a track meet for them. They're just going to be running off every play.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. Gavin Haney had a nice block. I know it's way backside, but you just got to be careful you don't get a cheap holding penalty or something on the backside. Because eventually, Kyle, you keep running I formation, pound. Eventually, you're going to bust one. It's your proverbial pound, and open.
2nd and 6 now. Hand off to the up man again, and Wright makes a guy miss, and he's around the right-hand side, and he makes a couple guys miss. He's across the 20 into the red zone, and Charles Decker is going to pick up a first down. Couple carries for Decker, the up back.
Nice 11-yard run there. A little shimmy in his step there for a fullback there. I'm liking it.
Decker's got a big frame as well, 5'10", 175. So you can tell why he has got his hand in the dirt, so to speak, in the backfield.
You know, I love the unselfishness, though, Kyle. On a serious note, whether it's Brooks, Haney, Putnam, it doesn't matter who's getting the ball. Everyone's just happy that they're having great success week 1 here.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, and it's going to be a pitch out to Noah Smith. Noah Smith cuts back outside. Makes a couple guys miss, not a lot. Well, I guess they're going to give him a forward progress out to about 5 yards for Noah Smith. So it's going to take it across the 15 now. 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It is moving quick. We are already halfway through the third quarter. These running clock rules, although even if there weren't running clock rules, the Rockets have been on the ground exclusively, and they've been chewing up the yardage on the ground, keeping that clock moving.
They're they're still running down the play clock too, Kyle. We're at 5 seconds here.
Leggett joined by Decker and Noah Smith. Noah Smith is going to get the handoff and makes a man miss in the backfield. A nice cut, and he's able to get up to close to first down territory. They're going to call him about a yard short, just shy of the 10-yard line at the 11. Nice shifty run by Noah Smith.
Shifty little guy. 3rd and 1 here, Kyle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running that I formation and just, like I said, eventually they're gonna break one. You're gonna proverbially break the will of the defense, and they're gonna run it in.
So 3rd and 1 now. Now Camden Wright split out wide to the left. He's back in the game, but handoff is to Smith right up the gut. First down yardage and just short of the goal line. They're going to call him down at probably around the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Rockets.
8-yard gain there.
And they're going to actually take him down.
They at the 3?
I guess at about the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal from the 3. Leggett gets the play in from the sideline, and I think it's going to be a fun night for this group after the game for these Rockets. Of course, film session, you can always find something wrong at film session. Smith with the handoff right up the gut, but
great
well defended by Central Catholic. That is Casey Green. He's able to shift down the line of scrimmage. 6', 280 captain of the defense for Central Catholic. He was able to make a good play on that exchange.
Reminds me a lot of Casey Hampton, used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Gets his arms free, sheds the blocker, and makes a great play. He's done that 3 or 4 times in this game for the Saints.
2nd and goal now from the 5. Same cast of characters. We've seen this movie before. Decker and Smith. Smith with a pitch, and great job by Kenton Reneker. He was able to shed a blocker and take him down in the backfield.
As good of a game as Camden Wright has had, he had an Olay block there. He missed.
Those Olay blocks, they used to call them ghost blocks. You were out there trying to block a ghost.
Yeah, well, if that's the worst thing he gets said in film tomorrow, that's okay.
That's true. Hey, you know what? He had to do something like that to be able to give the coach something to say. You weren't perfect last night.
That's true.
So now you're down to 3rd and goal at about the 8-yard line after that loss. So Smith is going to take it and break through the middle, and he's going to go into the end zone for another touchdown. 3rd and 8, and Noah Smith is able to go right up the gut, gain those 8 yards, and score again. 47-0 for the Rockets. Pretty good game for Noah Smith as well. Tony, we're going to have a hard time picking our Subway player of the game.
Camden Wright, Noah Smith. It's going to be a Putnam. I forgot about him. Man, it's going to be a tough choice.
So now Bauer is going to come back in for an attempt at a PAT. Snap back, hold down, and we've got some flags on the field. And Bauer's saying, no, don't stop it. That was my best kick of the night. But a procedure penalty is going to back him up 5 yards and make him do it again. Oh, Bauer was in agony. He had his best kick of the night, and it's for nothing. We've got to back up 5 yards and do it again.
Might as well kick it again, get more practice, right?
Sure, absolutely. Keep in mind, clock is still running. We're at about just over a minute to play, so after this PAT, probably will be into the fourth quarter. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and it's good. Good kick for Brooks Bowers. So score is 48-0 Rockets. 56 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Change of possession, clock stops. We're going to take a quick break. Back with more action right after this.
Anyone can improve their balance, hand-eye coordination, discipline, footwork, endurance, and cardio with boxing classes at the T County Boxing Academy on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia. Stop in, call, or text to get the same animal and 5% nutrition sports supplements used by pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan, featuring the all-new 5% pre-workout RTD known as Kill It. Follow the T County Boxing Academy on Facebook for training videos and product reviews. The T County Boxing Academy, where serious athletes train.
Whether you're looking for a little extra income on the side or an exciting full-time career with endless potential for advancement, our local McDonald's has an opportunity for you. Flexible schedules, competitive pay, fun perks, and a supportive team environment are all part of the package. A job at McDonald's is one of a kind, just like you. Wherever you are in life, you can find a meaningful career at McDonald's, and it comes with a side of whatever makes you happy. Apply online at mcdonalds.com today.
And so Bauer's going to tee it up now for a kickoff. He was able to convert on the PAT. He was actually able to convert on it twice. Maybe his two best PATs, one coming on a penalty, so he was able to convert on that. And now let's see what he does on the kickoff. 48-0 now, and this kickoff will probably take us to the end of the third quarter. Running clock. Kick fielded by Norris, and Norris is going to get out of bounds. Great hit on the sideline by Wright, and Luke Smith on special teams. They laid a little lumber to Zane Norris over on the sidelines. And Norris is a pretty big kid, so they were able to lay the lumber, so to speak.
Oh, he's cramping. I know that feeling right there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's starting to cool down, maybe a little bit. Cool down to 7 into the 70s, but cramp is starting over on the sidelines. Good job by the Conotton Valley coaching staff helping out with the opposing team. So, hey, we're going to take a quick break. We'll let Zane get his cramp worked out here, and we'll be back with more action right after this.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They're the place to call for industrial, commercial, and residential work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Like Wood Electric on Facebook or find them online at woodelectric.net.
All right, back here at Conotton Valley, Zane Norris able to walk off, kind of tightening up and cramping up a little bit, but he's back over on the sidelines now. So Central Catholic is going to take over, but I think the running clock started back up. We're going to be going into the fourth quarter here. And it is fourth quarter action now, 48-0 Conotton Valley. So we're going to flip the field and start this clock right back up here. 12 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Back with more action right after this.
There are a lot of steps between conceiving, carrying, and cradling your baby. No matter what stage of motherhood you're in, our team at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital will be there every step of the way. From your first visit to your first baby, we provide expert care right in the Tuscarawas Valley. Our team partners with each patient to create a custom birthing plan, ensuring the comfort and health of you and your baby, for every care in the world. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit unionhospital.org/motherhood.
Anyone can improve their balance, hand-eye coordination, discipline, footwork, endurance, and cardio with boxing classes at the T County Boxing Academy on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia. Stop in, call, or text to get the same animal and 5% nutrition sports supplements used by pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan, featuring the all-new 5% pre-workout RTD known as Kill It. Follow the T County Boxing Academy on Facebook for training videos and product reviews. The T County Boxing Academy, where serious athletes train.
All right, back with more action here into the start of the fourth quarter. Refs are getting ready to start the clock. They're going to start winding here. Central Catholic taking the field after the change of possession, flip of the field. Down 48-0 here. First offensive possession here after the Rockets chew up the entire third quarter. Kenton Renneker in, and we only had 10 men on the field for the Saints, so handoff is to Flynn Renneker. He's met in the backfield and driven back. They might give him forward progress. No, they're going to say he lost a yard. Thought he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but loss of one for Flynn Renneker. It's going to bring up second down from their own 36-yard line.
Another young man getting in for Colton Walker just got into the game here for the Rockets. So subbing in some young guys on defense.
Some freshmen for the Rockets getting their first experience. I was going to say under the Friday night lights, but it's under the Saturday night lights here early in the season. Kenton Renneker gets the snap. Little swing pass over to Norris. That's Carson Norris. Big body over there on Carson Norris. He's able to make some guys miss. And, you know, throughout the season, that's a target that I would maybe try to exploit. He's 6'2", 220. He's got a big kind of a tight end's frame, does Carson Norris, and he might be a good possession receiver to be able to take advantage of.
Absolutely. 12-yard pickup and tough to bring down. Pretty nifty on his feet, too, for a big guy.
Renneker with the snap, swings it over left-hand side, and it's going to be out of bounds, out of the reach of, looks like Nathan Pugh over there on the left-hand side. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Clock running just under 10 minutes to play, or right at 10 minutes to play here in the ball game.
And Kyle, the sad thing is, ask any guy who played high school football, they'll tell you their first time playing as a young guy, freshman or sophomore. You know, I remember my first time playing out there, and I was scared to death.
Oh, yeah, and it was usually at a game like this where, you know, as a freshman or a sophomore, game's out of hand. But I'll tell you what ended up happening. Your JV coaches, they got to step up and start coaching you in a varsity experience, and they didn't let up on you. Now Renneker's got a pass over the middle, and Pugh is just lit up, and the laundry comes out on the field. Big hit from Camden Wright, but I think they're going to ding him for a defenseless receiver hit.
I will say this. Good thing there's no targeting in high school football.
Yeah, he...
I think that's college. I'm almost positive, and do not quote me on this. Be glad this... Okay, in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty. But if this was college, he'd have to sit out. Oh my! He'd be out for the first half of next game if this is college.
Yeah, so. And you know, here's the thing. I have no problem with the technique of the hit. You just got to bring it down a little bit. It was the helmet-to-helmet contact. If you made that contact with the middle of the receiver's back with that same kind of force and intensity, that's a great hit. But you got to stay away from guys' heads, especially nowadays. That's the big thing. But in any event, that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. That'll be something else that Coach can talk about with Camden Wright. Again, just a young guy, just a sophomore. He's had a great game tonight, but got a little bit out of his shoes, so to speak, on the defensive end of the ball.
And no intent there of hurt. I know intent, though. I mean, just a good football play, in my opinion.
Yeah, just a young guy looking to make a big hit. Renneker's going to get the snap in the backfield, gives it to the up man. Oh, that was that Carson Norris in the backfield?
It was.
So handing it off to the up back. So Carson Norris at 6'2", 220, taking a handoff in the backfield, just trying to get some positive yards, but lost a yard now. Now 2nd and 11. 7.5 minutes to play here in the ball game. Tony, coming out of a victory for Conotton Valley, it's going to be a fun night tonight. I got a question for you after this play.
Wheel route, got him.
Reneker's got, and it looks like that is Flynn Reneker down the sidelines, and Flynn's able to make the catch into the red zone. So the first trip into the red zone for the Saints, across the 20 into the 18, down to the 18-yard line. And now, Tony, if you're the Rockets, pride's going to kick in now and say, hey, we've got to preserve this shutout. We've got a referee's timeout on the field, so clock has stopped. Referee has stopped the clock, and it looks like...
Well, that's not what you want to see. Did Brooks get hurt there?
He's okay.
Oh, okay, we're good? Okay.
It's
injury, just a timeout for an injury.
All right, looks like they made a player come off the field more for precaution. Now Reneker's going to keep it around the left-hand side, bounces it outside. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on that carry, takes it out of bounds.
Now, what was your question, Kyle? You said you had a
question.
So,
after a big victory like this, when you were in high school many, many years ago, not as many years as me, what was your post-game ritual? What did you do after a big game, after a victory?
You're going to laugh. So, obviously, like, I had my mom. I'd go give her a hug and a kiss, take a shower. I'd go home and go to bed.
Really?
I didn't do – I was so beat – I was a fullback. We were in the wing tee. I'd carry the ball 15, 20, 25 times a game. I had no energy to do anything else.
No partying? No, nothing like that, huh?
No, because I knew the next morning we had to run. Oh, good cut.
Flynn Reneker's going to cut back, and he's going to cut back inside, and he's going to get into the end zone. Is he?
Oh, no, they called him down.
Oh, they called him down. 1st and goal now from the 2-yard line.
So to go back to your question, Kyle, no, I didn't go out and do anything because the next morning they made us run 1.5 miles. We'd have to come in and run 1.5 miles and then watch film. So, no.
Well,
even a win or loss didn't matter.
After this next play, I'll give you some insight of what the class of 2002 Dover Tornadoes did after a big victory, I should say after a home victory. Handoff is going to be to Flynn Reneker right up the gut. Nothing doing. Looks like they pushed him back. No gain there on 1st down. So after a victory, one of my teammates' parents would host the entire team. We would go over to his house, and the spread that would be put out was legendary with homemade food. But there used to be a local media outlet that would do a replay of the game video-wise, and it would always start at about 10:30 at night. We would all watch the replay so that we could mentally prepare, and we were all watching ourselves to see when we would get yelled at. So, Reneker is going to hand off to Flynn Reneker. Now Flynn's going to try to lateral it back to Kenton, and he's dropped all the way back at the 15-yard line.
Oh, boy.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal, but it's now all the way back to the 15-yard line. And, trying to punch it in for the Saints and going back the wrong way.
That is a 13-yard loss when you were just at the 2. Sometimes you just got to go down, live to fight another down.
So Saturday morning you could prepare yourself to say, I know in the 3rd quarter at about 6 minutes, I know I'm going to get yelled at. Kenton Reneker flips it up into the end zone, and it is going to be incomplete. So 4th down now here. Clock is just under 3.5 to play, continuing to run. So 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes left to play here in the ball game.
My favorite thing to do back home is watch Friday night highlights of all the other because back when I was in high school, Javon Ringer went to play at Michigan State. We had a guy named Touchdown Tommy Tomaska from Centerville. Scored like 55 touchdowns. It was insane.
Renneker takes the shotgun snap. He's looking into the end zone. Now pressure up the middle. He's able to elude it over onto the right-hand side. He's got a man in the corner, but overshoots his receiver. He was looking for Anthony Conrad Bolin in the right-hand corner of the end zone, but overshoots it, so it's going to be a turnover on downs. Clock is going to stop with 2:41 to play here in the ball game. Yeah, trying to explain to kids now that, there was no internet. You couldn't tell who the team that you're playing next week, who did they win? Who did they play? So you'd have to come home and turn on your local station. For us, it was WTOV 9.
How about on Saturday morning going to Joe Itel and see where you were in the computer ring? Because I did that every
I graduated in 2002. There was barely an internet when I graduated.
Well, I did. I'm sorry.
Rockets take over at their own 15. Leggett back in at quarterback, and he is just going to take a knee with 2:20 to play in the ball game. You're probably going to be able to take a knee 4 times and get close to running it out here. I think you're probably good on the stat report to put Mr. Leggett down for 3 more carries of -1 yards apiece there.
Trying to get.
So we're being facetious here, but a great victory tonight for Conotton Valley, 48-0. Take another knee now here on 2nd down. 1.5 to play here, so looks like we'll be able to, after one more, you've got a 40-second play clock, so the next snap is going to take place just under a minute to play. So I think they might have to punt it out of their own end zone and give the Saints maybe one crack at something with about 10 seconds left in the ball game. And if you're the Saints, it doesn't get any easier. Fisher Catholic is going to come to town next Saturday night. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are made. We will be doing that game as well here on WJER with our partners at Claxon Communications on YouTube and on WJER.com/videos. For that game next Saturday night. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of progress is made on both sides of the ball for the Saints. So now it's going to bring up 4th down, about a 5-second differential in the play clock and the game clock. So I think Coach O'Hara is going to run it all the way down, take the delay of game, and then maybe punt it out of the end zone. No, they let it just run out. So, final score tonight, 48-0 for Conotton Valley. Big victory over Central Catholic. We're going to give you our post-game thoughts and all of the stats, and we'll also pick our Subway Player of the Game after this here on your Sports Voice of the Valley.
Building a custom home may be the most important project you will ever undertake, and the process starts with choosing the right builder. When quality is a must, choose Mario Iono Construction. For nearly 5 decades, families just like yours have trusted Mario Iono Construction to build and remodel their homes, along with kitchens, bathrooms, remodeling and additions, garages, pole barns, and light commercial construction too. Contact Mario Iono Construction today, building quality homes since 1976. Proud supporters of our Tuscarawas County Central Catholic Saints.
TMK Valley Propane is embracing remote tank monitors. Are you tired of going outside to check your propane tank or forget to order your propane on time? TMK Valley Propane now provides reliable remote tank monitoring technology. Let TMK Valley Propane take the worry away, provide timely delivery, and never run out of propane again. Thank you for your trust in TMK Valley Propane.
All the way with TMK, service with a personal touch.
In the rolling hills of Holmes County, we tend to do things a bit differently. At Kime, we're in the business of uncommon experiences, and we're here to care for your project like we care for our own. We believe that quality matters and want to help you get it right the first time, because your project deserves it. So visit Kime Home Center, your source and destination for all things home, building, and woodworking. Kime, built on trust since 1911.
Hi, this is Dan Hostel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia. When you're behind the wheel of a new Chevrolet Silverado, it's all about adventure, performance, and durability. Whether you're working, tracking down the trails, or heading to the lake, Silverado gets it done by combining comfort, function, and style. Ferris has a great selection in stock and on the lot, with savings and incentives up to $5,750 or interest rates as low as 1.9. Make it a summer to remember in your new Chevrolet. See a Ferris wheel at Ferris Chevrolet on the Wabash in New Philadelphia.
Restrictions and qualifications apply. See dealer for details.
And we're back here from Conotton Valley High School, where the Rockets had a big victory tonight over Central Catholic, 48-0. And Tony, kind of a dominant performance on both sides of the ball for the Rockets, and I think folks here have some things to look forward to for the Rockets this year.
Absolutely, and Kyle, I think you said it best. I know we kind of got off topic there, but that shutout means more to these kids than what people understand. They had them at the 13-yard loss, but that's big. That's huge for these kids moving forward, because next week you play at Malvern. Yeah, you're at Malvern.
Yes.
But yes, great victory. I go by the 24-hour rule, Kyle. Go watch film tomorrow. Enjoy this win, but move on after that. But great way to start the season for these young Rockets.
Yeah, and for Central Catholic, again, they will have their home opener next week against Fisher Catholic, and I think you've got to be looking for silver linings here if you're Casey Cummings. I mean, when we saw a roster of 17 kids, we went, boy, thin roster, and then we saw 4 guys in street clothes. So, and of the guys that were in street clothes, some of the biggest kids on the roster too. So hopefully we can get healthy if you're the Rockets, if you're the Saints, and try to make something of the season. But man, a dominant performance, and I think that's going to be a great game next week. Conotton Valley traveling out to Malvern.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kyle. And the one thing that I want to say real quick, though, I give the Saints a lot of credit. They showed a lot of moxie, a lot of toughness. Again, great offensive production, though. I love what they do. I know the X's and O's didn't come out the way they wanted to, but, man, a guy that really stuck out for me. How about Casey Green on that defensive line for the Saints? Played a great game for me, but I think the Saints have a lot to look forward to. But unfortunately, I think staying healthy for them is going to be the hard part. Again, what we talked about, it's hard to practice going up against the blue and red tackling dummies, thudding up versus going against man-to-man. It's really hard to replicate that in practice.
Absolutely. Hey, at this portion of our post-game report, I think, Tony, have you got some stats for us?
Yes, sir, I can do.
All right.
So, a couple things changed here, but your Conotton Valley Rockets, I'll start with them first. The victorious Conotton Valley Rockets, Kyle, 414 yards of total offense, 182 on the ground, 232 in the air. The only thing that changed really in the second half, Kyle, big second half for Noah Smith. 15 carries, 125 yards, and he finished with 2 touchdowns. Again, piggying back off the first half, Camden Wright, 6 catches for 153 yards and 4 touchdowns. Brock Bowers, 2 catches for 57 yards, also had 2 big interceptions in the second half. Noah Smith, 1 catch for 17 yards, and Gavin Haney, 1 catch for 5 yards. Also rushing the ball for the Rockets, your quarterback Zachary Putnam, 2 carries for 3 yards. Charles Decker ended up with 4 carries for 27 yards, and the quarterback that came in, Mr. Leggett, unfortunately, 4 carries for -4 yards. And I mean, it is what it is. But when we look at the Central Catholic Saints, they ended up with negative 36 yards of rushing. 132 in the air, though. Really, in the second half, was able to move the ball a little bit more for 96 total yards of offense. Keaton Reneker was 9 of 16, 132 yards and 1 pick, and his brother was 0 for 1 with the 1 interception. Receiving the ball, you had Zay Norris, 3 catches for 37 yards. Keaton Reneker, 1 catch for 3 yards. Nathan Pugh, 1 catch for 18 yards. And Carson Norris, 2 catches for 22 yards. And then rushing the ball are the Reneker brothers. Keaton, 11 carries for negative 33 yards. And Flynn had 8 for negative 3. And Kyle, that is your stat report for this Saturday evening.
All right. Hey, we're going to take one more break. Stick with us because when we come back, we are going to be naming our Subway Player of the Game. It is something that we do for all of our contests that we air here on WJER. And our first IBC Game of the Week is no different. We're going to be picking a Player of the Game as well. So stick with us. We'll be back with that. And to wrap things up right after this.
Subway is upping their game with the All-Star Subway Series menu.
Like number 16, the All-Pro Sweet Onion Teriyaki, a new twist on an old favorite.
Or number 18, the new Ultimate BMT with salami, pepperoni, and Black Forest ham, topped off with extra provolone.
And all of the new Subway Series subs are piled with cheese and fresh, tasty toppings.
I can't wait to try them all.
It's the Subway Series menu, Subway's tastiest menu yet.
The T-County Boxing Academy is the area's #1 training center for those who are serious about boxing. Serious athletes know that everything they put into their bodies affects their workouts, which is why the T-County Boxing Academy offers the industry's best supplements at the best prices for the best workouts possible, including brands like 5% Nutrition. Try their real food protein with low glycemic carbs. If you want to train like the pros, use the supplements pro boxer Sugar Dre Donovan of Urixville uses. Available at the T-County Boxing Academy, located on East High Avenue in New Philadelphia.
We love our pets. Accidents and messes included. Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect Carpet helps you love confidently with protection from everyday messes and odors. Designed with the whole family in mind, Pet Perfect features built-in protection from staining, fading, and pet hair. Make tails wag with Shaw Floor's Pet Perfect. Designed for you, perfect for your pet.
Find Shaw's Pet Perfect styles at Williams Floor Covering, 98 Southwester Avenue in Dover.
The First National Bank of Denison is proud to be your locally owned community bank. As a community bank, they're also proud to be a sponsor of today's game. Supporting local high school athletics is just one way the First National Bank gives back to the schools and communities that have helped make them successful. The First National Bank of Denison, proud to be your locally owned community bank. Visit them online at fnbdenison.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back here from Conotton Valley High School. So a 48-0 victory for the Rockets. And at this portion of our post-game report, we are going to be naming our Subway Players of the Game for both Central Catholic and Conotton Valley. And Tony, let's start out for the victorious Conotton Valley Rockets. I think we both pointed to the same name on the roster at the same time. So go ahead and give us our Player of the Game for the Conotton Valley Rockets.
It's going to be Mr. Camden Wright, 6 catches for 153 yards, 5 yards per catch, and 4 touchdowns. That's a great way to start the season for that young man.
And now when we look at the Central Catholic Saints, tough sledding offensively, so you don't have a lot of numbers to be able to say, here's a guy that gained the most yards, or here's a guy that put up a lot of points. You know, it was a shutout, but I think you've got a young man that did some things good defensively, and maybe had some intangibles, and did some good things on the defensive side of the ball.
I think you'd agree with me, Kyle. I'm going to give it to Casey Green, defensive tackle. At times, he reminded me of Casey Hampton. Really did a great job extending his arms, shedding the tackle. He made 4 tackles for loss, and in a game like this, that is a great game for him, and I think he's going to continue to have a game like that. High motor for a big guy, so I'm going with Casey Green, the defensive tackle for the Saints.
All right, so Camden Wright and Casey Green, our 2 Subway players of the game. Hey, we want to thank you for tuning in on YouTube and taking advantage of our first IVC Showcase Game of the Week. We will be back next week. Join us Wednesday evening for our Gridiron pregame show, preview show. That's the next time the WJER sports team will be back in action, bringing you more high school football action and analysis. Also want to say thank you to the crew from Claxon Communications, top-notch crew out here at Conotton Valley High School, keeping us on the straight and narrow. Tony and I need that sometimes. But again, we want to thank you, the viewers, as well. And we will thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Saturday night for IVC Showcase Week 2.
You've been watching high school football action with the Tuscarawas Central Catholic Saints with WJER. Special thanks to our scoreboard sponsors, Keim in Charm, Ohio, TMK Valley Propane, Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital, Ferris Chevrolet Toyota, and the First National Bank of Denison. The player of the game was brought to you by our local Subway restaurants. Your play-by-play coverage was also made possible by Wood Electric, the T-County Boxing Academy, Williams Floor Covering, Mario Iono Construction, and McDonald's. For the best high school football coverage all season long, keep an eye on WJER, the sports voice of the Valley.